Margido Melodizer.
Okay, so this is Margido Melodizer. Whether you're a novice songwriter or a seasoned composer, you'll find that Melodizer has something useful to offer. The interface is really clean and simple and very intuitive. You got your main menu with open, save, some import options, undo, redo, and a help section that tells you that Melodizer is a tool that generates original vocal melody ideas using ah sounds to guide an AI tool or a vocalist. Now, here's the main selling point if you use an AI generation tool like Suno. With Margido Melodizer, you will own the melodies you create. If you upload your song to Suno, you will retain all composition rights. In the quick reference guide, you'll see some useful tips, like a recommendation to use 100% piano in the chord settings. We'll have a look at that later, but it's just due to the CPU usage. Piano sounds a lot better than guitar anyway, and is a perfect guide for AI tools. You'll find information about what key means, what scale means, what a chord progression is, time signature, tempo, register, emotion, piano roll, and harmonies. We'll get to all of this in a minute. Some useful tips and tricks here, like remember to save your work frequently. In the menu to the left, you'll find some inputs: song title, key, chord progression, time signature. Confusing? Okay, let's take it step by step. You probably already have a lyric that you want to work with, so let's start by simply making a song. I could go to the main menu or press here to import lyrics. I can click Browse and open a TXT file or a docx file, or I can paste my lyrics in here. Let's do this. Okay, I've got a song called Far From Home, even tagged with verse, chorus, etc. You don't have to do that, but it makes it easier for Margido to interpret your lyrics. Then just press Import and sections are identified. You'll see to the left that the song title is now Far From Home. If I scroll down, you'll notice that I've got a first verse, I've got a chorus, a second verse, even a bridge. So these boxes are now populated with my lyrics. So, okay, the first thing you need to do is set a key for your song. This is the tonal center of the song. If you're unfamiliar with this, just leave it at C, which is a pleasant, neutral key. Or if you press here, you can choose whichever you'd like. If you're a complete noob and have no idea what a chord progression is, you'll certainly have no idea what these Roman numerals mean. But don't worry about that. Just choose a chord progression and the chords will appear below. And if you don't know what a chord progression means or what a C major, D minor, and so on is, don't worry about it. Instead, have a look at the names of these chord progressions. Axis is a true classic. Loads and loads of songs have been made using this chord progression. Take on Me, You're Beautiful, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Paparazzi, With or Without You, to mention a few. We're in the key of C, which means that the Roman numeral 1 is a C, the 5 is a G, because C, D, E, F, G, the small 6 is an A minor, and the 4 is an F. If you're not interested or a bit confused, don't worry about it. Just look at the descriptions instead. Classic rock, sensitive, and some more abstract ones. R&B, the hero, or epic, you can probably figure out what those mean. Flamenco, folk pop, rock, dark pop, alternative, 55 total to choose from in this version, but you're not limited to only these 55, as you can customize as much as you want. I will show you later. Okay, so let's just do Axis in C. So that's a C, G, A minor, and F, your basic 4/4 time signature. If you have no idea what a time signature is, just use this one. 80% of my songs are in this time signature, or 3/4 time, waltz time. Beats per minute is the tempo setting, 120 being upper mid tempo. If you also use the left mouse button to tap the rhythm in time, like tap, 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 tap. So this would be 90-ish for my song, or I can just write the value here, or use the arrows to move up and down. Let's put it at 98. And then you pick a vocal register. Tenor is your classic male vocal register. Alto is a classic female vocal register. I recommend one of these two. Bass is too low, doesn't sound really good. It's mostly good for harmony vocals. We'll get to that later. Same with baritone. You can use that, but it doesn't sound as good as these two. You've got your mezzo-soprano, or even soprano if you want to make some nice opera. I'll leave it a tenor, as I want male main vocals for my song. You've got something called emotion. So what is my song about? It's not happy or hopeful, probably a bit sad or melancholy, not aggressive, not dramatic, chill, romantic. These settings guide how notes are distributed and how the melody flows along. The effects are sometimes subtle, sometimes more dramatic, so I'll just choose a mood for my song. Melancholy will do nicely to keep the vocals grounded. More Nick Cave than Mariah Carey, if you know what I mean. That's basically all we need. We've got a title, a key, a chord progression. All I've really changed is the beats per minute, and having had a quick look at the first verse, I think 98 is probably too slow, so let's jack it up to 108. I can always change this later. Let's have a look at this menu up here. We've already imported the lyrics. I can turn the voice samples on or off. We'll get to that in a bit. Generate is what we'll do in a second. If you want to export just a MIDI file to import in a digital audio workstation, a DAW, like FL Studio or whatever, to work more on the MIDI there, you can do that. This is quite nifty. Now, prompt, when I've generated, you'll see that this button becomes active, and I can generate an AI song prompt to take into an AI tool like Suno. These buttons are exports. You can export the vocal only as an MP3 file, but the most useful export is over here at Mix, where you will export both the chords and the vocal melody, and also harmonies if you made any. So this is what I personally always use. I mainly use Suno, and it's excellent at interpreting my exported guide tracks. And you've got Activate, of course. I haven't yet licensed my Melodizer, so there will be an audio watermark on my exported files. So let's just generate.
Margido Melodizer.
So what you'll see now is that you've got your chord progression here, which has been taken from this setting, and a vocal melody has been made according to your settings. We'll have a listen in a minute, but let's check to see what things look like first. So tenor was chosen, and we can see that the song starts on a C4, which is perfect. Let's scroll to the right to look at the chorus, and yes, it has a nice little lift. And here's the second verse, just a replica of the first verse. You don't really need anything different here, unless your verses are meant to be very different. No words in these blobs. If I need to, I can add an outro as well. Okay, we're at the end of the song. You'll see the red marker. If I click the mouse, I can place this marker wherever I want to. If I want to place it at the start of a block, I can use the arrows on my keyboard. Over here's a split chord. I'll show you how to do that manually as well, but this is what Melodizer has done automatically. Okay, so I'll click Home to get to the beginning. End will of course take me to the end. Before we do anything, let's just listen to it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's awful. Press play down here or spacebar.
Okay, David, you're the expert composer. Take it from here.
Okay, this sounds a bit off. This is a transition note, but it did not sound good. So I want to maybe just select that one by clicking it. I don't want it there, maybe up here. I'll drag this one down there. So let's just go back here. Yeah, much better. And you'll probably have noticed that this button was activated once I changed something. Apply to All propagates all my edits from verse 1 to verse 2. That means if you want verse 2 to sound exactly the same as verse 1, just click Apply to All. Of course, you don't have to do that if you want the verses to sound slightly different. That's entirely up to you. But once you click Apply to All, well, you apply to all. Okay, I didn't like this transition note either, so I'll move this one as well and click Apply. Let's go back here, and you'll see that this, if we go to the lyrics here, where are we now? Memories make me cry and smile. So it's memories. If you want memories instead, what I did was I clicked a note and hit delete. Okay, so let's just stretch these. Where do I want them? But I want the word me in the C block. What I do is I just click and drag to mark the selection, or I can hold Control on my keyboard to select individual blobs. If I want to, I can regenerate only the selected blobs, but I don't want to do that. I just want to fill up the block like so. This one did not sound right, so... okay. Apply to all. This song sounds quite nice already, and I haven't done much at all. Okay, so we're heading into the chorus, which starts on the third beat of the chord. That actually kind of pretty, though simple. That sounds really melancholy, which is good, because that's what we wanted.
Tired and blue.
Good thing we're leaving this to Margido.
I want to do something with this one. You know what I'd like to do? I would like to press here, and I want to keep the A minor, I think, but I want to split it in two, and I want to, okay, just click here. You'll notice some choices here. You don't have to do this, of course, but I want to experiment a little bit. I think I want a D minor 7. So where is the DM7? It's down here. And then, of course, you will see that the color green is the recommended notes for the chord. The darker the green, the more the note belongs in the chord, so to speak. Okay, let's just use the arrow. And actually, how about I make a D minor here and then make this into an A minor 7? Hang on. As you can see, I'm trying to make a proper melody here. I'm not only trying to show you how Margido Melodizer works, I want to make a real melody, a real song. Okay, how about something like that? I don't know. How does that sound? I'm not committing to anything yet. Just want to try. And this transition note here actually sounded interesting. I think I want to keep that. Just want a little breather for the vocalist. And a little breather there. And what I would like to do is click up here and I want to insert a chord. That's another G. Let's just listen to it. First, I want to go to a C chord, and this and apply. Oh, I forgot something. Save your work frequently. I'm terrible at that. And oh, I forgot to tell you that between the verse and chorus you have these transition blocks. This is mainly for the purpose of AI tools such as Suno to better distinguish between song parts. There's also 2 empty blocks after the chorus. You can populate these with blobs if you want to, but for the purpose of AI tools it's better to make a clear distinction between the parts. Alright, and you will see now that the second verse is identical to the first, and all choruses are the same, including the C that I inserted. Right, I haven't listened to the bridge yet. You'll see the A minor 7 that I inserted and the change I made to D minor here, if I remember correctly. And you will see that it ends on the C I inserted, and then there's 2 ending chords F and G. And that's pretty much it for now. Let's click up here again to see that you can split chords, insert chords, or delete a chord block. Don't delete if the block is populated with blobs. You will lose your blobs. You can choose all kinds of chords. Just have fun, experiment, try different chords like these weird ones down here, like C minor add 9. This will not sound good here. It's a really pretty chord, but it's not suited for this song, so I will just undo that, Control Z. So, what haven't I shown you? Okay, I can use this slider here, but the guitar does not sound good due to the limitations of MIDI, although Margido uses real guitar and piano samples. Coincidentally, this sounds like me when I play the guitar, but you can mix it in with the piano. 100% piano is perfect for Suno, though. If you prefer MIDI over the ah samples, you can turn off the ahs. Remember to save your work. Oh yeah, I haven't shown you harmony yet. Let's just have a look at the chorus, because if I press up here, it will activate automated harmony vocals for the chorus. And the A stands for alto, so these are female backing vocals. That's the default. So let's just listen to this. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Sorry, I pressed home. Didn't mean to. So that's already decent, and you can stretch and move these and apply to all choruses. I'll just do this to save some computing power. If you right-click on this piano roll, you can insert verse notes, chorus notes, and different harmonies. So I inserted that soprano blob. It's very high up here. It will probably not sound very good. You can insert the soprano wherever you want. Of course, putting it lower than an alto, that's not something I'd recommend. This is quite beautiful. You don't need harmonies everywhere. I'll just mark them and delete them. So this is just an example of what you can do. I can press this button again and the auto harmonies disappear. Please note that harmony vocals can sometimes be a bit confusing for AI generators to interpret. They might interpret harmonies as main vocals, and we want to avoid that. However, if we insert harmonies here, what you could do is, if you have made your song in Suno or in your DAW, what you could do is make harmony vocals in Margido, remove the main vocals, and export just the nice ah sounds to add a layer to your chorus or verse. But you know what? I think we've already got ourselves a finished song here. Let's export the full mix. See the warning? If you don't have a fast computer, you might want to export to this format, which basically just records what is playing. AI tools like Suno will interpret this format no problem, so don't worry about that. Here's the warning. May hang or crash on older or low memory PCs. Okay, so it's exporting. It takes a few seconds even on my fast computer. I'll use the generated prompt as a basis now, then take my exported track into Suno to see what it does with it.
We expanded the prompt to reflect the style we want for the song. Something dark, haunting, mysterious, a bit like Nick Cave. So let's speed this up a bit. Okay, yeah. Let's try. Remember that Suno doesn't necessarily get it right the first time or the 10th. Be patient. If it fails, export vocals only and try that. First attempt, low expectations.
It's all so foreign to me. Late night lights and unfamiliar streets. Counting the days, counting the miles. Memories make me cry and smile. It's all so new, tired and blue, and it's slowly sinking in. This is a hard kind of freedom, and it's hard to shed your skin and make it on your own when you're alone, far from home. I listen to the streetlights hum, feeling lost far from where I'm from.
Okay, that's one heck of a song already. And on this website, we can see that the chords are indeed axis and 108. It's interpreted as F minor, which means the A minor has been interpreted as an A flat somewhere, but that's beside the point. I love this song already.
It's all so foreign to me. Counting the days, counting the miles. Memories make me cry and smile. It's all so new, tired and blue, and it's slowly singing in.
Thanks, Margido.